Have you ever felt your chest tighten, your thoughts race, and a wave of fear wash over you, when nothing actually dangerous is happening? That's anxiety. And if you're struggling with it, you're not alone. Anxiety affects millions of people every single day. But here's the good news. Nearly 2,000 years ago, Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus and Seneca left behind timeless wisdom that can help us face anxiety with calm, strength and clarity. Today, we're diving into the Stoic guide to dealing with anxiety, practical, proven ideas you can apply right now. By the end of this video, you'll not only see anxiety in a new light, but you'll also walk away with tools to take control of your mind. So let's begin. Part 1. Anxiety and the Stoic lens. The Stoics believed that most of our suffering doesn't come from events themselves, but from our judgments about those events. As Epictetus said, we are disturbed not by things, but by the views which we take of them. Think about that for a second. Anxiety is rarely about the present. It's about a possible future. We imagine things going wrong, failing an exam, losing a job, getting rejected, or disappointing someone we love. The mind spins in what-if scenarios until we feel paralyzed. But the Stoics would say, events are outside our control. The only thing we truly control is our response. This shift in perspective, focusing on what's in our control and letting go of what isn't, lies at the heart of Stoic anxiety management. Part 2. The control test. Here's a simple Stoic exercise for when anxiety strikes. Ask yourself, is this within my control or not? If it is within your control, like preparing for an exam, sending that application, or practicing for a speech, then anxiety is simply a signal to take action. If it's not in your control, like what other people think, whether the economy crashes or if a storm cancels your flight, then you must let it go. Worrying will not change the outcome. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Imagine applying this filter every time you feel anxious. Suddenly, half of your worries evaporate. Part 3. Negative visualization. The Stoics also practice something called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. At first it sounds strange. Why imagine bad things happening? Isn't that what causes anxiety in the first place? Here's the difference. Instead of uncontrolled worrying, the Stoics deliberately imagined worst-case scenarios, calmly, rationally, and with purpose. For example, before giving a speech, Seneca would imagine the crowd being bored, people walking out, or him stumbling over words. Once he had faced those possibilities in his mind, he realized, even if those things happened, he would survive. His dignity, his character, his worth, those remained untouched. So the next time you feel anxious, try this. Play out the worst-case scenario. Could you handle it? Would life go on? Almost always the answer is yes, and once you know that, anxiety loses its grip. Part 4. The power of present focus. Another Stoic tool against anxiety is simple. Focus on the present moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, do not let the future disturb you. You will meet it if you have to, with the same reason you use today. When we're anxious, we're not in the present. We're in a future that hasn't happened yet. The Stoics remind us, the present is always manageable. The future is just imagination. A practical trick is to ground yourself in what's real right now. Notice your breathing. Feel your feet on the floor. Pay attention to what you can hear, see, and touch. Bring yourself back to this moment, because this moment is all you ever truly have. Part 5. Voluntary discomfort. Here's one of the most powerful Stoic practices, voluntary discomfort. Seneca advised people to occasionally live simply, eat plain food, wear rough clothes, sleep on the floor, and then ask themselves, is this what I feared? Why? Because most anxiety comes from fearing loss. Loss of comfort, money, status, reputation. But if you train yourself to live with less, even briefly, you realize you can handle far more than you thought. Modern science agrees. Exposing ourselves to controlled discomfort, like cold showers, fasting, or physical exercise, reduces anxiety by teaching the brain that discomfort isn't deadly. It builds resilience. So the next time you feel anxious about losing something, remember, you're stronger than you think. Part 6. Reframing anxiety as fuel. Here's a Stoic twist. Anxiety isn't always bad. It can be fuel. Marcus Aurelius saw obstacles as opportunities. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That means your anxiety, those racing thoughts, that nervous energy, can be channeled into preparation, into focus, into courage. Anxiety before an exam means you care. Anxiety before a big meeting means you want to do well. Instead of fighting anxiety, reframe it as energy. Let it sharpen you. Let it push you into action rather than paralyze you. Part 7. Journaling and reflection. The Stoics were big on journaling. Marcus Aurelius's Meditations wasn't written to be published. It was his private journal, where he worked through his fears and doubts. Writing forces clarity. When you put anxious thoughts on paper, they lose some of their power. They go from swirling fog to clear words you can challenge, question, and reframe. A simple nightly Stoic practice. Before bed, ask yourself, what did I worry about today? Was it in my control? What can I do differently tomorrow? Over time, this builds self-awareness and inner strength. Part 8. The bigger picture. Finally, the Stoics always zoomed out. Anxiety shrinks our world. It makes one problem feel like the end of everything. But Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself he was just a small soul carrying a corpse, a tiny being in the vast flow of time and space. When you zoom out, your worries shrink. The thing you're anxious about, will it matter in 5 years, 10, 100? This perspective doesn't dismiss your feelings. It frees you from being enslaved by them. Closing thoughts. So let's bring it all together. When anxiety shows up, remember the Stoic tools. 1. The control test. Is this in my control or not? 2. Negative visualization. Face the worst case calmly. 3. Present focus. Ground yourself in the now. 4. Voluntary discomfort. Train resilience through discomfort. 5. Reframing. See anxiety as energy, not weakness. 6. Journaling. Write it down, reflect, and grow. 7. The bigger picture. Zoom out and remember what truly matters. Anxiety is part of being human. The Stoics knew that, but they also knew we don't have to be slaves to it. By training our minds, by choosing our responses, by focusing on what's in our control, we can meet anxiety with calm, courage, and clarity. So the next time anxiety strikes, don't run, don't hide. Instead, remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Take back that power. If you found value in this Stoic guide, hit the like button and share this video with someone who might need it today. And if you want more practical philosophy and life tools, subscribe for more videos like this one. Stay strong, stay present, and remember, what's in your control is always enough.